Anybody want to take the picture with me? Anybody want to take your picture with me?
Sure, you're fabulous.
Yes.
Absolutely, I would love to.
That's lovely.
Amazing, you're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just visiting from Oklahoma.
Oh, well, welcome. That'll be $5, please.
Oh, well,
No, I want my $5.
no.
Give me my $5 dollars.
I don't see it. You're not that.
What the fuck do you think this is? $5.
You're gorgeous and all.
$5.
Fucking Neil.
Welcome to the View. We're still in Tompkins Square Park, enjoying
Tompkins Square Park.
The park. Someone just walked by and sold us some bacalaitos and pastelitos,
Which were very crusty.
Fried Puerto Rican fritters. Fried fritters. I guess that's goes without saying that it's fried if it's a fritter, right?
Oh, what?
Lots of very beautiful people walking by to the point that Michael can barely concentrate.
No, I'm concentrated.
Yes, just not on the pew.
No.
Not on the show that you're trying to do.
All right, let's concentrate on the show.
All right, as some of you may have seen in the media, there's been a slight dust-up between ourselves and Next Magazine.
The scrap.
The Scrappy Pew has had a scrap with Next Magazine.
Scrappy-doo.
Glitzy queens who are vengeful and vindictive.
And superficial.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe
not as superficial as us.
I was talking about us. I thought you were. I
was talking about Next Magazine.
Oh, when you said vengeful, and I thought
no, they're vengeful and vindictive. We're superficial.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Let's not mix up our
They
attributes.
are vengeful and they are superficial. Yes.
So the nightlife editor at Next, Mark Domu, decided to threaten the bar Love Gun, where we were going to have our premiere. In fact, tonight.
It's actually closer to Blackmail, I think, than.
Well, it's unclear what was said, but we received a text from the manager of Love Gun claiming that the guy from Next threatened to drag Love Gun through the mud if they allowed our show to continue there. So they canceled us.
Which is blackmail.
Which in a way is blackmail because he was threatening to give Love Gun all this negative publicity, and as nightlife editor at Next, he was in the position to give them bad publicity. Right. So they were scared and they canceled us. Right. So in addition to doing that, he posted this really nasty screed on Facebook, and we actually, it was, on the one hand it was nasty, on the one hand we were angry about what he did, and on the other hand we thought it was really funny, so we're going to do a dramatic reading of Mark Domu's screed against the pew.
And we'll split this in half.
Yeah, we'll split it in half.
I'll read the first half, and then you read the second. Okay. The culture whore has made the decision to move our silly monthly party boop from Love Gun after learning that Michael Alig will be shooting his web series there every Saturday. Now, let's stop right here. At least he's admitting that it was a silly monthly party.
We agree with you.
But I heard that the party was actually canceled before we started. So I heard the party was actually already canceled when we moved in.
Yep.
And you heard that too?
Yes.
Right. Aside from the horrifying possibility of walking into Love Gun to throw a party and finding Alex squatting in a corner pretending to be relevant, we simply can't work in the same space as someone so reprehensible. Now, I don't know about squat. I mean, Astro Earl was squatting in Brooklyn, but I don't know about that. Squatting at Love Gun.
So the screed continues. We're all on the same page with this, right? Michael Alig straight up murdered somebody, and we should not be supporting him, especially in a nightlife and entertainment context, and we should not be working at spaces that think they're going to make money off of him.
Well, it's not, I think, and I'm not just saying this because it's self-serving, but I think it sends a really bad message to say that somebody did something really terrible, and now we're not going to support him even if he decides not to do something terrible. That's sort of saying that you might as well just continue doing something terrible because nobody's ever going to make,
we're not going to let you do anything not terrible.
Exactly. That's just.
Although some would argue that the pew is terrible.
Well,
so.
I don't know who would argue that.
Oh, we have arguers.
I guess
out
Mark
there.
would.
Oh yeah. Ooh. So the screed continues. A lot of people I care about work with Love Gun, and I'm sorry to put their livelihood on blast.
But I'm going to.
But this seems like a pretty big fuck you to the people who have been supporting this bar since it opened.
I don't understand that part of it. What's the fuck you?
Hence, I'm gonna threaten the bar, and if they don't do what I want, there will be consequences. So the screed ends.
That's little blackmail.
Here's how it ends. If you want to build some kind of community space, don't let murderous clowns on parole use your bar. Interested to hear y'all's thoughts?
Have a nice Sunday.
We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor. Welcome back to the Pew.
Welcome back to the Pew.
Welcome back to the Pew.
Ready or not?
Here we come. With music snobbery.
Yeah, Michael brought
Ernie
up
has
this
me
big...
so intimidated.
I don't know
He has me
what you're
tongue-tied.
talking. I don't know why you're so intimidated when it comes to music. So one of the Pewers asked, what songs are we into? What bands are we into? And then Michael brought up the theme as something we should talk about on the Pew, and I thought, okay, great, I could talk about the music that I'm liking right now because I'm living for things. And all of a sudden, it caused him all this anxiety.
Because Ernie is a music snob. I mean, Ernie and Keoki are two of the biggest music snobs in my life, and they both are very intimidating when it comes to discussing music because they are first of all they're very knowledgeable in music, and they have a vast knowledge of music and different genres, and they're snobs when it comes to it. They like to sort of pick and choose what's cool and what isn't, and it makes me.
What's wrong with choosing what's cool?
Oh, nothing is wrong with it. If you're
We built our careers on that.
That's exactly right. That's why I can't say anything about it. But
So, I mean, it should just be like a natural reaction for you to pick what's cool. I mean, it's something that you made a career out of before you went to Peru.
It is a natural reaction, and I've done a lot of thinking about it. And it seems that I treat music the way I treat relationships, and I have a kind of an attachment disorder when it comes to music. I'm afraid to become. I know. Well, I'm afraid to become too attached to music because because I'm afraid of losing it. So I don't.
Because I'm afraid it won't go to the number one on the charts.
No. It's just I have this fear of change. You know my fear of change, my fear of things changing and moving forward, and I don't want if I get. Anytime you or Keoki have introduced me to music, most of the cool music in my life has been introduced to me from you and Keoki. And virtually every time you introduce me to something, I like it. So it's not that I don't like the music. The problem is I like it so much that it becomes very important to me, and then it upsets me when it changes, when the bands go away or when the music is no longer new, and then there comes something else to replace it. I don't like replacing things with something else, so I become very attached to it, and it upsets me when it's over.
Well, the songs that I'm really loving right now that are new are the Chemical Brothers Go and
I like that one.
And Beck's Dreams. And the reason I like those two songs is because they both kind of harken back to the 1980s and beats from the 80s. And so I've noticed that a lot of other people putting out songs right now are kind of referencing the 80s. And it's just very interesting the way the different songs and musical styles from that decade are being referenced in contemporary music coming out this year.
Well, that's very strange because the music that I like is also referencing the 80s, but it's referencing more, I think you're talking more of like dance music and I'm talking more like REO Speedwagon and 80s rock like that, because the bands that I like 1000 Foot Crutch, are very REO Speedwagon. It's very like kind of melodic rock. Yeah.
I hated REO Speedwagon.
Well, but it's exactly my point, is that they were very cheesy and very kind of catchy and very like mainstream, and that's what I like. And the new music that I like harkens back to that.
Well, for that Pewer who wanted to know, now you know.
Now you know, bitch.
So, well, now we're getting to the real bitches want to know. Taker's little lover once asked Michael.
Oh, where he's been?
Oh, he's been online. Or she, actually.
Is it a she?
She.
Why
Taker's
did we
little
think
lover
it was a he?
Because she uses an avatar of a male.
Oh, the male, yeah.
So in the shockumentary, Gitsy said that she loved you. And how did you feel about her? Did you see her as just a friend, a business partner, a sister? And were you heartbroken when she died?
Well, she wasn't a business partner, and she wasn't a sister. She was a friend, and I did love her. And I was heartbroken when she died, although in the very beginning, we didn't think that she did die, because just before she died, weirdly enough, she visited me in prison, and she said she was very concerned with the situation she was in with the DEA. She felt pressured into testifying against them, and she felt pressured into testifying for them. And she didn't know what she was going to do, and she was afraid. And she talked about paying somebody to give her a fake identity and leave the country.
Fake identity? That's a little much, I think.
Well, that's what she was talking about. And she said that she found somebody. That's not nice to say about.
That's crazy talk.
She was in a really terrible situation. She was very scared. The DEA was kind of threatening her, and they were trying to sleep with her at the same time. It was, and she was very young, and it was a lot of pressure on her. And so she said she found somebody, her uncle or something found somebody who for a few $1,000s would give her a new identity, and she would pretend to die and leave. So then a couple weeks later, when we heard that she actually did die, Jennifer Gation came and told me. We kind of didn't believe it. We thought, we wanted to think anyway that maybe this is what had happened,
Now you know. See you next time.
Bye.